Saint, spell your first and last name, please.
Um, Mike Walsh, Mikewalsh.
How do you feel knowing that you're almost done with school?
Pretty good. I mean, some parts of high school I'll miss, and some parts it's like you're glad they're over. But yeah.
What are you gonna miss about high school?
Um, there's a lot of things I'll miss. I'll miss my friends, like my varsity choir family I made, but mostly I'll miss being on the stage.
During the last musical, did you have any feelings knowing it was your last?
Extreme sadness. We give senior speeches in musical, and I'm not one to cry during those, but like I'm a person who makes jokes to get past his emotion, so the more I joke, the more upset I am, and I couldn't stop making jokes or laughing at people, like jokingly. And so it was like I'd go home and I'd want to cry because I'd be so depressed, like I wouldn't talk to anyone, but I just couldn't cry, so.
Describe that last night of the musical for us.
It was a great musical, so I was happy about that. But it was hard for me to accept that it was my last musical here at this stage because I grew up on this stage. This stage saw me when my first performance as Elvis when I was in the talent show, and then it saw me in the high school talent show, and then it saw me auditioning for things, and it saw me in choir concerts, and then it saw me in all my plays and all my musicals, and the stage is where I grew up, and it's where I learned who I was.
Are you gonna miss choir?
Yeah. I mean, I'll miss my family in there. I like to sing. I'm not taking choir in college because singing isn't what my main goal is. Like musical theater involves singing, but theater is really where my heart lies and what I want to do. So I'm going to focus on that.
What do you say to anyone who's worried about the future?
Anyone who's worried about the future, not sure if I can say this on camera, but God really knows what He's doing, so you don't have to be scared because you're always in His hands, and He has a plan for you. Like, I truly believe His plan for me was to get into theater and do what I love and get into choir because I love it so much, and like, I love my life and I love what I do, and I think everybody is just gonna have that one day where they find something new and they're like, hey, I kind of like this, and then like years later they're gonna go, I'm so glad I found this, I love this.
Your last choir concert was last night. Describe that for us.
It was great. I loved it. It really showed who we were as a family, I believe. I mean, we all sat together and we made jokes together up here. People in the audience couldn't hear them, but we could hear them, and we all laughed at each other, and we all cried together, and we sang Halls of Ivy together. I actually got a leadership pin. I was very happy about that because it showed my progression in the choir family, and how I developed from a follower to a leader, and how it made me happy that I can inspire people in like my section of choir and other sections of choir and take them to maybe one day they'll be earning their leadership pin. And yeah.
What was it like handing down your robe?
Handing down my robe. I didn't really think about it until the concert. I'm like, cool, I gotta take my hot, sweaty robe off. I won't be as hot. And then I took the robe off. I put it on Caleb, and I'm like, I'm never gonna wear that again. And it hit me, I'm like, I am never going to wear that robe again. Like, that's what this whole thing's about, me not getting to wear the robe anymore. And I'm like, wow, I've been wearing that. I remember the first time I put that robe on, it was when it was handed down to me by Walsh, and I'm like, this is an accomplishment. I'm so happy, and now I have to take it off and never put it back on. So it's like, I think in a way it symbolizes not my accomplishments ending, but my accomplishments growing into more and more, and all the things I've learned and making me who I am today.
How did the theater and the choir help you grow as a person?
Help me grow as a person. Let me think about that one. It helped me, it developed who I am, really. It developed my confidence, which when I first came into this school, I was severely unconfident. Like, I had long hair, and I didn't think anybody liked me. I don't know why I mentioned the hair first, but I didn't think anybody liked me. And I'm just like, I have no friends. I was depressed all the time. I don't always have the best home life. So I wasn't always happy. And then I got into choir. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll sing. Only Weirdos sing, though. I didn't want to be in choir. I hated it. And then I sang, and I was kind of good. Like, there was potential there. And I didn't sing out that much because I said I wasn't confident. But Miss Orkish heard me, and she's like, he's good. So she asked me to do musical, and then that just, I'm here talking about theater right now, so that just, I don't know the word, it just turned into something huge in what I love to do and what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And what I love. I said that already.
What kind of differences did you see in yourself from Titanic, your first musical, to Oklahoma, your last one?
Oh my gosh, huge differences. I got so much more comfortable on the stage because this is my 6th show here, I think. So I got so much more comfortable on a stage, and I'm like, I'm going to show these people what I can do. The first time, I was like, I guess I'll do all right. People like the musical, but now I'm like, I get to show people what I can do. And I'm like, I get to show people what I love to do. And it was a big thing for me this year. Like during dress rehearsal, I had the thought, I'm like, my first play I ever saw here was Arsenic and Old Lace. And I'm like, hey, that seems fun. I want to do that. And then it was during musical rehearsal, and I didn't really know how that connected. I guess I wasn't that smart, but I'm like, that seems fun. And I'm just imagining someone in the audience saw Will, and they thought, that seems fun. I want to do this. And maybe I led someone to find their passion, find what they love. And that's what life's all about.
Now, being on the stage with all this elementary school choir stuff set up in an empty auditorium, how does that kind of connect back to when you first started out in choir way back in elementary school?
I didn't like choir in elementary school, but I love choir now. But it just shows growth, I guess. The auditorium when you're younger was this place you went for field trips. And this place you went to go see Go Dog Go, or I think that was the name of it, and where you went to perform choir concerts. It got you out of math class where you added 2 + 4 and you thought that was hard, and so you're really excited. And now it's just a place I go. You know what I mean? Like during school, I'm just sitting here, and it's like no big deal. It means this is, in a way, this is my auditorium. Like not just mine, it's Mr. Tuttle's, but in a way, it's mine because this is, as I said, the stage watched me grow up, and it's just everything that represents this stage. Or everything that embodies this stage embodies me, if that makes sense.
Now you're talking about as a kid coming here, and this being like a hugely different thing. Going to the high school is a big thing, and now you've gone through 4 years of high school. You've been on the stage for over 4 years. What does that feel like?
Feels nice and sad, I guess, that I have to leave the stage, but it feels nice that I got to even be on the stage, you know? Like, I had days where I was sad on the stage, happy on the stage, like this stage watched me grow up, as I said, and it just, like, I can just lay back here and feel comfortable, and it's weird, I guess, too, because, as I said, it was just a big place, a big stage that I used to go to, but now I've slept back here before, so it's just weird.
How does it feel knowing this is your final time on the stage as a high schooler?
Well, I might come back here tomorrow and get on the stage again, take pictures, but this being one of my final days on the stage feels, I'll see it again. I guess I'll come back to watch the next musical and whatever other performances they have, but the end of performing, as I said, was just heartbreaking and like performing on the stage, but it's like, I went home and thought about it because I was super depressed about it, and I'm like, this isn't the end, this is the beginning. That was my start. This stage was my whole start, and now I get to perform on hundreds of different other stages that I'll miss, maybe not just as much, but I'll miss very much.
What kind of school is Davidson High School?
What kind of school is Davidson High School? Davidson High School, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people hear them complain. I complain about it sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's my school. It's where I go. It's where I've spent 4 years. It's where you get to know your lifelong friends like you and the people who you consider your family and get to learn what you love. That's what high school is all about. People think it's grades and all that and just teachers being mean. It's not that at all. That is the end. That is the thing you think about at the last second of your day. like if you really go down to what you think about your friends and your family and the things you love to do while you're in high school. So this school, the whole school is just finding what you love to do and who you love to be around and finding who you are. That's what Davidson High School is, finding who you are.
What is your legacy at Davidson High School?
My legacy? Well, I believe I made a pretty big legacy with how much I've grown in confidence and how I went from Third Officer Pittman in Titanic to Will Parker, which was a huge jump for me, and just like it was small part, big part, bigger part, and then it was huge part. Like Will's a pretty big part, and I just forgot the initial question. What was it?
What is your legacy?
My legacy. So I think while going through all those parts and increasing in confidence, increasing in talent, and getting the role I love, Will Parker became my best friend. And it was great. And I believe my legacy is that maybe not, people won't remember it forever, but I think for the next few years, the people who knew me will see how I've grown and see what they can do, and hopefully I can encourage them to grow like I did.
What is your fondest memory at Davidson?
My fondest memory? Whew. My fondest memory is the day we were doing nothing in concert choir, and because we usually did nothing in concert choir, we were just sitting around. Miss Orkish goes, "Mike, I want to see you in my office." I'm like, "Okay." And so I was quiet and shy. I talked to people, but like they'd talk to me, I wouldn't talk back because I was shy. So I'm like, okay. And so I went in her office, and she's like, "Hey, I'd really be interested in you trying out for Titanic." And that was a start of something great, start of my life, basically. So that's my fondest memory.
Do you have any words to say to the fellow classmates that you're going to be graduating with and some that you'll never see again?
My fellow classmates, I would like to say, you can do anything you want. Like as a kid, I post this on Facebook so you know it's real. As a kid, your parents tell you you can do anything. You just have to work towards it. And it's true, what you put into it is what you get out. There is nothing you can't do. Like you say, "Oh, I can't do that," and people want to tell you can't do things. This is a quote, I don't know where it's from, but people want to tell you can't do things because they can't do it themselves. Pursuit of happiness, Will Smith said it. But you can do anything. That's what you've been taught your whole life, and by people who don't believe it. And it's just crazy to think about. You grow up and you get to know people who don't think they can do anything when they can do anything. I mean, I've accomplished almost everything I want to do in high school. And it's like, people are like, "That's not a big deal, it's just high school." It's a big deal right now, and you accomplish something, so what makes you think you can't go out into the real world, put a little bit more effort than you had to in high school, because it is a little easier, but just put a little bit more effort, and then get out something great, and get out what you love to do, and get everything you've ever wanted out of life, because that's the whole point of life, is getting what you want, and people can't see that, and it makes me mad.
Do you have any regrets leaving Davidson High School?
Any regrets? Well, when I didn't join DTV, that would have been fun, I think. I think it would have helped me a little more in what I wanted to do, too, because I've never really acted in front of a camera. I've always been on stage, and I think that would have been fun. And not that DTV is just about acting in front of a camera, but it's a part of it, so, yeah. I don't know. I didn't do Arsenic and Old Lace. That's the one show I haven't been in my 4 years, other than shows I couldn't do, like some of the actors showcase shows. But one show that I had the possibility to do that I couldn't do, or could do. And, I don't know. I've accomplished nearly everything I wanted to, like I said. So, I mean, I made my friends I wanted to make. The people who love me, and the people who hate me, we don't talk about them. I mean, you gotta ignore the haters. Lil Wayne said that, I think. He could have. He probably did once.
What is Mike's life going forward?
Mike's life going forward. Mike's life will be as an actor. in any sense of the word. People say actors can't say they're actors until they've been in 10 movies or 20 movies or had their big break. No, I'm an actor. I'm an actor now. I said at my SEP, I'm like, I'm a student actor. That might sound dumb, but it's true because I've been in all the shows I could be in. I could be in one show. I could be a student actor. I mean, I'm an actor, and that's what I'll always consider myself, and that's what I'll be going forward. I'll be an acting coach, and I'll be being on any Broadway show or off-Broadway show because I don't start on Broadway, and any show I can be in, and because that's what I love to do. And my life won't be completely about acting, of course. Like, I'll still have my friends, my family, those other things, which are just as important as what I love to do because I love them. But that is really what I'm talking about in this interview. So, acting.
What does college look like for you?
College. I'm going to Central Michigan for theater. I'm thinking about switching my major at the semester, though, because I missed the audition for musical theater because, as I said, I didn't take choir, which I kind of regret now, but it's like I love to sing, and I can sing very well, and I love to act, so I feel like those going together, I don't know. I just scared myself out of auditioning the first time because I'm like, I need a career. And then I'm like, I need a career I love because I can accomplish anything. So I might switch if I don't absolutely love my theater degree. Okay, I don't mean it like that. If I miss the music part of it and I feel myself kind of slipping musically or vocally, then I'll definitely go into musical theater. But if I feel I can still sing amazingly and still act amazingly, which is part of a theater degree, so I'll still have good acting chops. But if I feel like I'm slipping a little bit, I'll definitely switch into that other major.
What's more important, education or experience?
The question. Well, they kind of go hand in hand, the way I see it. To get experience, you need education. You can't just walk on a construction site one day, start using the little diggy thing, and expect to be perfect at it. No, but I believe once you're taught to do something, like taught good, not just, hey, this is what you do, here's an instruction manual, do it, like taught to do something. Once you're like thoroughly taught to do something, then experience will take you way farther than the education took you because they teach you the basis. Anything, they can only teach you the basics. They can't teach you passion or anything like that. So I'd say experience, but to get experience, you need education.
When you hear pomp and circumstance, what do you think?
I think I don't know what that means.
The song, the graduation song.
Oh, when I hear that song, I work in the office second hour, so I actually had to deliver a pass into the band room, and I heard it, and I'm like, I'm gonna be walking during that song. That's kind of cool. I'm like, I'm gonna be wearing the cool robe, and then, yeah, it represents freedom from a lot of things, and it represents my heart still being here, I guess, like still in Davidson High School, but my initial being will no longer be here. So that's what it represents.
Getting your cap and gown today, what was that like?
Hard because I had a debt, and I had to borrow $1. But it was weird because when I was a sophomore, my friend Drew, he laid his cap and gown out on his chair. He was in choir, and we're all like, what the heck? Because the other seniors put their cap and gowns in their backpacks so we wouldn't see it and we wouldn't get all sad. And so I didn't put mine in my backpack. And I laid it down on my chair, and I thought, wow, I would have been so sad. Logan was sitting next to me. I'm like, if I was Logan right now, I would have been so sad because one of my good friends is leaving me. Like, they're leaving this school. I won't see them every day, which is just odd because you're used to seeing your friends every day, and now they're not going to be there every day. I'm going to be going 2 hours away for college. I mean, it's just crazy. It was crazy.
Who has shaped you into the man you are today, or who of your friends? What people, I should say?
There is so many. I'd say Sean Bednard, you, definitely made me 90% the person I am today in like, you taught me a lot. You taught me about passion, and you taught me about how you can do, you really taught me how you can do anything. And there's a lot of other people too who taught me about acting and singing, like Britton Page. He was basically my idol in going forward into acting and singing, and he's what kept me in it. And if I wouldn't have stayed in it, I wouldn't be as happy as I am today, and I'm sure I wouldn't love what I was doing as much as I would love this. And there's Mr. Jackson, Allie's dad. I actually talked to him last night, and he kept my spirits up a lot. Like, he'd compliment me, and he'd tell me what I could do better, and just hearing him tell me I did great in Oklahoma was like a huge revelation for me. And he has a really good voice, and he's a very good actor, so he just showed me how I can do anything.
I had a question, but I just lost it. Are you worried about the future?
Am I worried about the future? Matters what day you talk to me. Because being an actor is very inconsistent work. Being a private acting coach, very inconsistent work, because it's basically owning my own business. So it's the only thing I want to do for the rest of my life is inconsistent work. Working at where I work now, I learned I don't want to work for a boss, basically. Like, I'll have my director and all that, but I won't want to have a regular job. I hate having a regular job. Because I'm such a creative, spontaneous person, that I don't want to be limited to this time, and I don't want to have to do these tasks. I want to show up to work and not know what the heck I'm doing. Or, in a way, I want to know what I'm doing. Like, I want the manual basically in my head, but I want to know. I don't want to know what's going to happen that day.
You don't want an assignment.
Right. I want, like, show up and be like, okay, we're dancing today. Okay, we're going to act today. Okay, we're going to sing today. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I believe that is just more me, because I'm more spontaneous and more energetic.
What means more to you, criticism or compliments?
Criticism. I'm very, what is it called? Very critical of myself. And so when people are like, I'm good with constructive criticism, don't get me wrong. Constructive criticism has helped me so much. But criticism like, hey, you suck, is not nice and shouldn't be said. And it discourages me, because, as I said, it's very unstable work, so you never know. Like, you never know if you're going to be good enough in a way, too. But I know I'm good enough now. But it's just when people are telling you you're not good enough, they tell you you're supposed to ignore it, but it's just so hard sometimes. But I love compliments. Like, this person told me I was good today. But I'd say if I get enough compliments and one criticism, the compliments outweigh the criticism, because they're poop faces. Can that be put in there?
What are your final words for Davidson High School?
Big brother is watching. No. I've said it like 20 times in this interview, but do what you love. Find something you love. If you get the opportunity to do a thing you think you might hate, or you think you might like a little, or you think you might not want to do, or you think anything about it, if you get the opportunity to do anything, just go for it, because you might end up loving it. And if you don't like it, guess what? You can always leave. I mean, you're never bound to anything, so you can just do anything you can, experience every opportunity.
Charles Bukowski once said, "Find what you love and let it kill you." Do you agree with that?
Okay, after thinking about it, I see what he means. I thought he meant, like, let it murder you. But I would agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Because basically what he's saying is, if you dissect it, he's saying, do what you love until you die. And, I mean, what you love doesn't have to be a job. What you love doesn't have to be any certain thing. It can be a million things. But you always got to make sure you keep your priorities straight, and you keep those priorities, which are things you love, obviously, because you're priorities. And you got to keep those things, and you just got to keep them close to you, and you always got to love them until you die, because that's the way you're truly happy.
The curtain is closing on high school. What are your final thoughts?
Some part of me wants to say open it back up. Some part of me wants to cut a hole in it. And some part of me wants to, like, cut a hole in it so I can get through, if you didn't understand that because you look confused. Part of me wants to stay behind it. Because part of me knows that I can do anything. So leaving this stage, I'll leave a million stages, but this one will definitely have the biggest impact on me. But I can do anything, and part of me says that. And then another part of me wants to stay with all my friends and all the people I consider my family in this school. And another part of me likes cutting things and wanting to stay with things I like here.
One more question, but I just lost it again. 10 years from now, if you were to see this video, what advice would you want to say now, or what things would you want to remember? Since we have it on tape now, what would you want to say to 28-year-old Mike?
Dear 28-year-old Mike, I hope you're married, because that'd be cool. I hope you have kids, because I like kids, and you like kids, because you're me. And I hope you didn't shave your beard. Oh, God. I hope you didn't shave your beard. You'd probably look funny if you did. And I hope you're still acting, because that's what you love to do. You didn't sell out. Good for you. And I hope you're doing what you love and everything you love, and hope you have people around you love, and just hope you're having a great life.
Any final words?
Huh. Nat Smith for class of 2015 president.